Hi, welcome back to the Get Rich Quick Club. The last time we met our group of children, they had earned a whole $15 for their fake UFO picture. Let's see what's happening in Chapter 10, shall we? Chapter 10, Alert the Media. While we were waiting for the journal to publish our UFO picture, I made up another profits and loss statement and presented it to the group. Film, $10.95. National Truth, $1.75. Bubblicious Gum, 65 cents. Postage, payback Quincy's dad, 60 cents for a total of $13.95. Sale of the photo, $15, which makes our net profit $1 and a nickel, $1.05. Pretty pathetic. Summer was nearly half over and all we earned was $1.05. We could have made more money selling lemonade. But then in next Thursday's mail, there it was, the Farmington Journal. Splashed across the front page was our photo and a big headline. UFO sighted in Farmington? This is what the caption said under the photo. This alleged UFO was photographed by 8-year-old Theodore Bogle of Farmington last week when he was playing in the field by the Franklin County Fairgrounds with his brother Eddie and friends Rob Honeycutt, Quincy Biddle, and Gina Tumalo. For the moment, I wasn't thinking about how we had been ripped off by the journal. I was thinking about how cool it was. There was our photo right in the newspaper. I grabbed for the phone to call Rob. "Did you see it?" he hollered as soon as he heard my voice. He sounded just as excited as I was. "Doesn't it look cool?" We arranged to get the Get Rich Quick Club together at the gazebo to celebrate. "What's all the fuss?" Mom asked as I was hanging up the phone. Then I showed her the paper. "You saw an alien spaceship?" she asked, astonished. "And you didn't tell me?" "I forgot." "You forgot?" Mom put her hand over her heart like she was going to faint. "You spotted an alien spacecraft and you forgot?" This is a lesson that every kid should learn as early in life as possible. Pay attention now. If you ever get caught in a lie, don't admit it. Don't deny it. Just say, "I forgot." You see, forgetting stuff is not quite as bad as lying, and nobody can ever prove you're lying when you say, "I forgot." Believe me, this is bulletproof. I pull this off all the time, and it never fails. "Yeah, I forgot," I told her. "Is forgetting against the law?" Mom started giving me the usual lecture about telling the truth or doing the right thing or some other such mumbo-jumbo. But I was already out the door. By the time I got to the gazebo, Quincy, Rob, and the Bogle twins were already there. They were looking over their own copies of the Farmington Journal excitedly. "I can't believe they actually put our UFO photo in the paper," Eddie Bogle marveled. "Boy, did we put a Swiftie over on them," Quincy beamed, which means, boy, did we ever fool them. While we were buzzing, a white van pulled up to the street closest to where we were sitting. It had one of those satellite dishes on the roof and Channel 6 News painted on the side. A bunch of people piled out with cameras and other equipment. They started lugging it over to the gazebo. Are you the kids who spotted the UFO?" a blonde lady asked, sticking a microphone in my face. Yeah," I said. "I figured that as CEO, I should be the spokesperson for the group." "Where did you see this UFO?" Two big video cameras were trained on me. I felt like I was an animal in the zoo. I glanced at Rob for help, but clearly he didn't want to do the talking. "It was over there somewhere," I said, pointing in the general direction of the field where we had shot the picture. "What did it look like?" "I forgot," I stammered. Almost immediately I realized that "I forgot" works much better with parents than it does with the news media. "You forgot?" the lady asked. I didn't want to look at her because it's easier to lie to somebody if you're not making eye contact with them. The only problem is, not making eye contact with somebody is a sure sign that you are lying. So either way, you lose. That's another one of those life lessons that every kid should learn as soon as possible. "Well, it was sort of a nondescript looking," I explained. "Yeah, it didn't have a specific look about it," Rob said, trying to bail me out. "It was sort of general looking, really," I added lamely. We all stood around shuffling our feet for a while until Eddie piped up. "It was humongous," he exclaimed, spreading his arms as wide as they would go. The cameraman turned away from me like I had bad breath, and he stuck the camera in Eddie's face. He didn't seem to mind at all. "And it had big glowing green lights," Eddie continued. "Yeah," agreed Teddy, "and it made a weird humming sound." Rob, Quincy, and I waved our hands at Eddie and Teddy, trying to shush them, but it was no use. Once you got those twins started telling stories, there was no way to stop them, and the camera crew was lapping it up like starving animals. A weird humming sound, the reporter asked. Can you describe it for us? Eddie and Teddy pinched their nostrils together and started humming. The noise they produced sounded like one of those annoying Hawaiian hula songs. The reporter turned to me again. Is that what it sounded like to you? She asked. Yeah, something like that, I said. Well, what was I going to do? Tell the truth? If I admitted that we had faked the UFO photo, our whole story would be blown. This was our chance to get famous and make some money. I just wish those bogles would keep their mouths shut. If they exaggerated too much, our story would be blown away. And then, Eddie said, almost in a whisper, the spaceship landed in the field over there and the aliens came out. Oh no. I looked at Teddy with murder in my eyes, but he wasn't paying attention. He was busy concocting the next part of the ridiculous story in his head, I was sure. You actually saw the aliens? The reporter was down on one knee now, so she could get on the same level as Eddie and Teddy. A cameraman elbowed me out of the way so he can get a better shot of the twins. I don't know why people always think twins are so adorable. Sure, they exclaimed simultaneously. We saw the aliens. They even talked to us, said Teddy. Rob, Quincy, and I rolled our eyes. I knew what they were thinking. Those little bogle twerps were ruining everything. We should have put muzzles on those frogs to shut them up. How come for once in their lives they didn't have to go to the bathroom? What did the aliens say to you? The reporter asked breathlessly. Eddie looked at Teddy. Teddy looked at Eddie. Rob looked at Quincy. I just cringed. Who knew what crazy thing the bogles might come up with? Inky, Dinky, Pinky, Eddie said. Oh man, if he had said something like take me to your leader, it would have been almost believable. But Inky, Dinky, Pinky? Nobody would buy that in a million years. Inky, Dinky, Pinky, repeated the reporter. The alien said Inky, Dinky, Pinky? Yeah, Teddy agreed. Just like that they said it. Inky, Dinky, Pinky. Is that true? The reporter asked Quincy and Rob. We looked at one another. Well, I finally said. That sound was muffled and difficult to understand, but it sounded something along the lines of Inky, Dinky, Pinky. This is fascinating, exclaimed the reporter. What do you think the Inky, Dinky, Pinky means? Could it be some secret code? It must be some sort of high-level communication system that humans don't have the intelligence to understand, Rob guessed. Or maybe it's an intergalactic nursery rhyme. Even Rob was getting into the spirit of lying. Was that all the alien said? Yep, Teddy replied. Inky, Dinky, Pinky. Then they got back into the UFO and flew away. Before the newspaper had gathered up all their equipment, the Bogle twins managed to tell them that the aliens were 12 feet tall, hairy all over, and had noses on the back of their heads. It was no use. The newspaper even seemed interested in this stupid box of dust the Bogles carried with them everywhere. Afterward, Teddy and Eddie were strutting around as if they had just won the lottery. We're going to be on TV, they chanted. We're going to be on TV. Why did you make up all that stuff? I scolded them. You make us look like a bunch of idiots. They're never going to use that video. You ruined everything. We were only trying to help, Eddie whined. I thought he and Teddy were going to start crying, but they just hung their heads. It was really all my fault, I realized. As head of the company, I never should have let the twins get into a position where they could mess things up. As soon as the TV crew arrived, I should have asked Rob or Quincy to get the twins out of sight so they couldn't say anything stupid. They weren't old or mature enough. Certainly, they weren't old enough to lie convincingly. Only when a kid reaches the age of 10 or 11 can he tell a lie good enough for grown-ups to believe. I should have known that. How stupid of me. All our hard work shooting the fake UFO pictures was for nothing. I was crushed and defeated. Now we would have to come up with another plan to make $1 million. Well, that was chapter 10. We're going to see what happens on chapter 11. Did the twins really ruin the whole UFO story? We'll see tomorrow. Have a great day.